Welcome to my semifinals battle of the PPL Pokemon Draft League. My team, the LA Wakers, is taking on Addison, coach of the London Shockwave. I'll be giving you guys a quick breakdown on my team, why I chose these Pokemon, and the Wi-Fi battle will follow. But first, if you're excited about this Pokemon Draft League Wi-Fi battle, make sure you let me know by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel. Addison, in my opinion, has the best team in the league. She has a Dragapult, which is widely considered the best Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet Draft, fantastic offensive threats in King Gambit, Galarian Zapdos, and Gardevoir, Glimmora to set up Toxic Spikes, and 3 Terra Captains, a Tauros that can Terastallize into a normal, ghost, or electric type, a Tatsugiri that can Terastallize into a dragon, electric, or steel type, and a Go-Goat that can Terastallize into a grass, water, or rock type. It missed out on last week's battle, but this week we're taking a Hisuian Samura off the bench. I went full physical defensive with max HP and max defense with a Rocky Helmet in order to punish Pokemon like King Gambit and Arcanine. I have Ceaseless Edge to set up Spikes, Sacred Sword to knock out King Gambit, and Sucker Punch plus Swords Dance makes me a very threatening late game sweeper if my opponent only has Dragapult and Gardevoir left. Plus we have to change it up since I use Assault Vest every single week. Next up I have Assault Vest Annihilate, which allows me to take 2 modest Shadow Balls from Dragapult with my EV spread, while speed creeping a max speed Glimmora, and even tanking a Choice Specs Gardevoir's Moonblast. I have Drain Punch to deal with King Gambit and give me some recovery. My attack investment allows me to knock out Dragapult with Rage Fist after getting hit once, Seed Bomb to help break through Gastrodon, and U-Turn to provide momentum for my team. Defiant Annihilate makes a lot of sense in this game because she has double Intimidate users in Tauros and Arcanine. But my first 2 picks don't appreciate Brave Birds in close combats from Galarian Zapdos, nor do they like taking Sheer Force hits from Tauros, so that's why we have physically defensive Rocky Helmet Cresselia. Cresselia is very hard for my opponent to break even with King Gambit, and I punish every physical hit with Rocky Helmet. Psyshock and Moonblast hit her entire team for neutral or super effective damage, where Calm Mind can allow me to overwhelm Pokemon like Gastrodon and Nasty Plot Rotom, and Moonlight gives me recovery as Cresselia will repeatedly be switching in on Pokemon like Arcanine and Tauros. While this is my team's best Galarian Zapdos answer, it is not my first switch in. That's my Chople Berry, physically defensive, Flame Body Heatran. Chople Berry allows me to live a Choice Scarf or Choice Band close combat from Galarian Zapdos, or a Low Kick from King Gambit, and threaten them with a burn from either Lava Plume or Will-O-Wisp. Stealth Rock allows me to wear down my opponent's entire team, and I have Earth Power just for Glimmora. My special defense EVs allow me to take 2 Shadow Balls from a modest Choice Specs Dragapult. Because I would never die from full from a Galarian Zapdos, the game plan is to always throw this thing in on a potential U-turn as she tries to catch my Cresselia on switching, and burn it via Flame Body. Heatran's not the only fire type I'm bringing this week, as Delphox is next. Delphox naturally outspeeds most of my opponent's team. Because it's my Terra Captain, can Terastallize into a Fairy type and threaten them with Dazzling Gleam, or even just stab Psychic. Grass Knot also allows me to deal with Gastrodon, which could otherwise tank hits reasonably well. And Nasty Plot turns this hard hitter into a sweeper. I have enough speed for Galarian Zapdos, HP investment to tank +2 5 Fallen Sucker Punch from King Gambit, and the rest was put into special attack, allowing me to knock out Glimmora with Dazzling Gleam into Psychic. Delphox is my dedicated lead versus my opponent, as it matches up so well since nothing faster can knock it out from full HP. Though I did opt to put Heavy Duty Boots on this Pokemon to allow me multiple switches in case Addison gets up Stealth Rock. The entire team was built to allow my last member, Choice Scarf Moxie Krookodile, to sweep between Spikes from Samura or Stealth Rock from Heatran, plus Heatran's Flame Body burning Galarian Zapdos and also threatening Rotom, her only 2 Crocodile switch-ins. Choice Scarf made so much sense. We also didn't want to Intimidate because I'm not about to give Defiant King Gambit a boost. Have Gardevoir Trace Intimidate and bounce it back. Stab, Earthquake, and Crunch hit all of Addison's team very hard, besides Galarian Zapdos. And I have Gunk Shot to really weaken Rotom, as well as deal with a bulkier Gardevoir. Lastly, I have Brick Break just in case my opponent tries to set up dual screens and Nasty Plot sweep me with Tatsugiri, which I do outspeed even if it manages to get off a Rapid Spin, as well as a max speed Glimmora. So that's my team for the semifinals of the Pokemon Premier League. Like I said before, if you guys are enjoying the Draft League content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. My end of the year goal is 400,000 subscribers, and for everybody who watched this video today subbed, I can hit it by the end of the day. Also, make sure you check out my opponent Addison. She's a very talented battler who made it to semifinals for a reason. Lastly, I want to give a big shout out to Emil, Owen, Olivia, Tone, Dylan, and Zazo for all the help this week. I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. Alright, so here we are with my semifinal game versus Addison. Make sure you check her out. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm on my way to 400k, end of your goal. If everybody who watched this video subscribe today, I can hit it by the end of the day. Very offensive team by Addison. I like it. Krookodile looks really good here. If I can get rid of Gyarados. Calm Mind Crest looks really good too. If I can get rid of King Gambit or burn it. We're always going to lead off with Delphox here and put in some work. I'm a little bit tired, I'll be completely honest, but I'll be alright. I'm actually very tired. It's not even late. We're playing late in the afternoon, but I just did not sleep well and had a lot of errands to run this morning. But let's see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited still for my semifinal game. And I'm always leading Delphox. Always did in prep. And yeah, Delphox is great. It looks absolutely amazing here. If they lead Arcanine, I just Psychic immediately. I believe I just Psychic immediately, depending on the damage that they go for. Actually, I could just go right out to Crest, right? And scout what they want to go for. Because Arcanine, if it's banded, does not 2-hit KO my... does not 2-hit KO my Crest. Item. Choice band. Yeah, it's an 8.6% chance to 2-hit KO Cresselia, so I'm going to make the Crest play right now. See what they go for, and go from there. We'll pay attention on the damage as well. If it does about half, we know it's Choice Band Adamant. So there's a Flare Blitz immediately. 444 to 312. Flare Blitz. Okay, 444 to 312. It's 132 damage, which means that is max attack. About Adamant could be a Jolly roll as well. It would be a Jolly high roll, but let's say add a Jolly max. All right, in this case, I'm just gonna Moonlight and recover. Yeah, we have Arcanine. Actually, that damage is actually very important because then we can knock it out with Psychic. So they bring out King Gambit. King Gambit might be able to get up rocks on me. Yeah, we'll just Moonlight just to be safe. And on King Gambit, we go hard into Samurott. We go hard Samurott here. If they want to low kick immediately, we're good. We want to get up a Spike. See if we can pressure Arcanine, Tauros. Like, see if they're running heavy duty boots on everything. And kind of go from there. Nothing's dead. I don't believe we could tell if they're Supreme Overlord yet. Maybe I'm dumb, though. Maybe we can. Or like Fallen or whatever. But I'll check in a bit. But Samurott takes nothing from King Gambit anyway. Offensive. Low kick. Goes right for low kick. Calls my Samurott switch. Does 384 to 206. They are going to take Rocky Helmet. Very good play. Low kick. 384 to 206. I believe I always cease the Sedge anyway, just because. 178, so that's Adamant. I always cease the Sedge regardless of what they want to do. Because, I mean, the second Gambit goes down, that opens up my Cresselia a lot in this game. So, I don't think that you can actually afford to keep doing that. I'm going to say Ada. If they do outspeed me, then they're Jolly. But, like, I have Annihilate in the back. I have Krookodile. We definitely want to cease the Sedge right now. Like, for sure. Glimmora could come out. Gyapdos also could make a play here. Which I'd be okay with. Yeah, they switch. Let's see. Is it Gyapdos or Glimmora? Holly, I believe, is her Gyapdos. Yep. Alright, we do land, which is awesome. Get a nice little spike off. And we don't see an item on it. Galarian Zapdos. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Like, I feel like my brain is moving very, very slowly right now. So, I want to make the Heatran play because if they U-turn, they're not protected pads. I get the burn. And that'll open up my King Gambit at the end. I mean, excuse me, my Krookodile at the end. So we always make the Heatran play. We're Chopper Berry as well. Potential chance to burn. I think U-turn might come out. If they go for Brave Bird, that's fine too. They go right for U-turn. Perfect. 386 to 372. We do get the Flame Body immediately. Perfect. Burnt. 386 minus 372. I can't do 14 in my head now. Like, that's how tired I am. I can't. So that's not choice bad. That is potentially Scarf. Maybe. Alright, so. Very good burn on that. Now, this thing came out with a balloon. Getting the burn on Zapdos is really good. I do not want them to poison. So some misplay. I'm gonna Lava Plume here to break their sash. Yeah, I assume they go for Stealth Rock here. Exactly. I mean, break their balloon. That's gonna help on my Krookodile, especially with Gyapdos being burnt. So yeah, we're gonna get off a Lava Plume here and break their balloon. Their balloon popped. I can see them Earth powering now. Rocks. Lava Plume to Glamora. That did less than 20%, which means they're a more defensive variant, I want to say. Even if they're max special attack. I don't want Crest being poisoned. Like, if I'm them, I go for Toxic this turn. I'm going for Earth Power. If they Earth Power me, I'll take it because I can go out into Delphox. If it doesn't kill if they're defensive, yep, it doesn't kill. I'll take this trade always. Alright. So, yeah, I always take this trade. Knock out Glamora. Perfect. Always take that trade. Glamora is something that could Toxic me late game. We don't want that happening. And plus, we don't want T-Spike accidentally going up. So that's a very big trade there, in my opinion. I'm assuming Gyapdos is Scarf. Very, very big trade. Obviously, no Rocks up is pretty annoying for us because like, we don't get that chip on Gyapdos. But Gyapdos is like, doesn't matter as much in my opinion. So that's a big trade, but I'll take it. I'll take that trade any day of the week. Especially because Annihilate looks nasty. And plus, I'm again, Krookodile always at full HP. Let's see, worst case scenario. King Gambit, +5. +2. Fallen 5. Cannot KO Krookodile for max. So, we're good. 0 allies. Alright. So, I'm assuming this is Pult or Tauros. There's a Tauros there. Intimidate. Perfect. Intimidate. Which means no sheer force. I'm trying to think, do I go Crest here or is it worth to... Because at this point, I kind of just bring out my my Delphox and click buttons. Rocks do 12%. Which is 46, so I don't live Rocks. I don't want them to Terra here. I'm just going to go for Lava Plume. If they body slam, there's a chance they get burnt. They might Terra and Terra Blast. They go right for Earthquake. Okay, cool. EQ. And their Life Orb. They are Life Orb. Crest should be a decent switch in. I'm going to go Crest. Even if they Terra Blast, they're not going to do a lot to me, even with a Life Orb. And we basically want to wear them down to a point where I can EQ later. So that's why I make the Crest player. They do have Shadow Balls, which are scary. Let me just see if they could 2-hit KO me as well. If I just opt to go for Moonblast. They're non-sheer force, so let's get rid of that as an ability. They are Life Orb, but they're not sheer force. Terra Blast, Ghost. Okay, it does 2-hit KO, so we're just going to Moonlight here. Once they end up switching, perfect. Just get to be safe. Let's see if Gambit takes what we think it is. Nice. Alright, so Gambit is going to take Spike as well. So again, We're really, and they are Supreme Overlord. Alright, perfect. So by going out into my, by bringing out my, my Samurai here, we get more chip on this Gambit and kind of just help ourselves out, basically. Goes right for Thunder Wave. Okay, T-Wave. I'm assuming you're going to go for low kick here. I'm going to make the Annihilate play now. I'm going to make the Annihilate play. I don't think you T-Wave Annihilate. Yep, there's a low kick. Perfect. And now I just Drain Punch. Always. And today's wild into Annihilate, by the way. I'm assuming Gyaptos might come out. We're going to Drain Punch always. If they are Choppleberry, they do live. But that's okay. We just want the chip. So if the T-Wave low kick, they're probably Sucker Punch and Kowtow Cleave. So I don't think there'll be Swords Dance. Unless there's Swords Dance, low kick, Sucker Punch, Thunder Wave, which is, I mean, it's probably Sugar Berry. Most likely. It's most likely Sugar Berry. Holly comes out, the Gyaptos. Get my chip. There we go. So this should always be a pretty decent check. What I don't want to happen is them U-turn. What I don't want to happen is, we know this is not banded. What I don't want to happen is them U-turn into Gambit or Dragapult on my Mon. So what I want to do is actually just Rage Fist here, because if they won't kill me with Brave Bird, and if they die, then that means Earthquake is freed up. So I think this is the play. It's a good trade for a Krookodile endgame. And if they U-turn, I get a +1 Rage Fist. We'll take it. We will take it. Yeah, they do go for Brave Bird, so this should be a down on them. So this should be a down on Gyaptos. So Gyaptos goes down. Earthquake is looking very good late game from Scarf Krookodile, especially with Spike up. Earthquake looking really, really good. Like, exceptionally good. If Arcanine does end up taking Spike damage, then we know that Arcanine is most likely Choice Scarf. Most likely Choice Scarf. But yeah, I take that trade because that opens up Krookodile. You attack where they can't defend, right? There are no Earthquake switch-ins now. If Krookodile comes in on Gambit, I get a kill. Potentially. We know Gambit's also max attack. So that means it's probably max attack, max HP, Shuka. I'm assuming Shuka. I'm going to put question mark Shuka. Also, my Rage Fist is 100 base power. Tauros comes out. Gets off the Intimidate on me. Make sure I have in the back. I'm going to... How much does Earthquake do? How much does Earthquake do? From Krookodile to Tauros. You probably max speed on this thing. Earthquake does 54 to 64%. I think you Terra here. I'm gonna go for Rage Fist. Yep. Yeah, I think you Terra. It'd never be Terra normal without having Sheer Force, in my opinion, because they're Body Slam. So I'm just gonna go for Rage Fist. Terra Ghost. Yep. Terra Ghost, which means I can crunch it. Perfect. Probably Terra Blast as well. There's Terra Ghost, Terra Blast. Ghost. Alright. So, I mean, the fact that Tauros is now weak to Ghost means I can crunch it. And if it switches out later and comes back in, it dies to Earthquake. So, we're going to go Krookodile here. Go right for Crunch. We're going to go right for Crunch with Krookodile. And if they bring out King Gambit, this is fine because they take all the damage anyway. So later I can Earthquake. Also, this means that Tauros later goes down to Earthquake regularly. Earthquake is kind of like a roll on Tauros. I don't really want to go for it now. I'm just going to go for Crunch just to be safe. Because Crunch hella kills. And again, if they go Gambit, I can sack Samurott there. Also, we don't want something like Arcanine coming in. We're going to pay attention to Arcanine. Because the Earthquake endgame it looks like it's going to happen. And also, Delphox being at full means I'll always beat a Dragapult set. Always. Always, always, always. Earthquake does 54 to 64 to Tauros, but I don't want to account for random HP investment. I don't want it to be a random, even though you would need a lot of HP, and you definitely run like max speed on this guy for my Acela Rocker. But just again, forcing it to take Spike the next time means I can Earthquake sweep later. That's my thought process anyway. So I'm assuming Gambit might come out, maybe Arcanine. My name is Addy, which is Arcanine. Arcanine does take Spike. And gets off the Intimidate. Alright, it takes Spike damage. I'm going to assume this thing is Choice Scarf. Gonna assume this thing is Choice Scarf. So what I'm going to do is bring out my Samurott just so it dies of recoil. So we get rid of one of the Intimidators. Because Tauros Intimidate doesn't matter. Earthquake is looking really good late game. I don't want to be hit by maybe Scarf. I don't want to be hit by a Scarf, Flare Blitz, or CC. And if they go for Flare Blitz or CC, it's a double down, right? We do worry about Dragon Dance a little bit, but that should not be able to kill my... I mean, you have the Dragon Dance in front of Samurott, which would be scary. Because what we want is just a clean Earthquake sweep. She withdraws the Addison. Expecting me to go into... I guess that, yeah. Good play. So she'd low kick here, right? There's no way your Swords Dance low kick. I'm going for Sucker for the chip. I'm going for Sucker Punch for the chip. Because we want to get it out of range of Sugar Berry. Yeah, so we go for Sucker Punch for the chip. Perfect. I know your max attack based on the low kick damage. I know your max attack based on the low kick damage. So... Item... Sugar Berry. Can I knock this thing out with Dazzling Gleam if it's max HP though? It does the same as Earthquake, so I'd rather go Krookodile. If it's max HP and it has that, I'd rather go Krookodile. The other option is Brick Break though. I don't think... I think that's like slightly above 25%. I think that's in range always. Can I win if I do this wrong though is the question. That looks like about 30%. Good night, Earthquake. Alright, switches, perfect. So she's trying to get off Intimidates, which means she doesn't think this thing wins. Okay, Intimidate, but I'll be at Moxie, so I'll be at neutral, which is fine. Goodbye to this. I'm always faster than Tauros. I'll be at neutral, which means King Gambit for sure dies next time it comes in. It for sure dies next time it comes in. So I don't gotta worry about that. I get my Moxie boost. It's time. I always kill Tauros as well if that comes in. Always. Tofu is Dragapult. We see no item on it, so we know it's boots. Which means I'm gonna go Cresselia here. I'm gonna go Cresselia just to get the chip. +1 Earthquake in the Dragapult. It's max HP, which it most likely is. 75 to 89. She may double out into the power bottom, but I think that's a win for me with Crunch. If she makes that play. But yeah, we're always going this. We're always going this. Shadow Balls. Shadow Ball's right there, okay. Moonblast time. So now this allows me to go Delphox and click Dazzling Gleam. And then I think, because a neutral crunch does not kill. So I always go Delphox and click Dazzling Gleam. Because Dazzling Gleam gets me a guaranteed kill on something. Or it puts this thing in range of Earthquake Sweep. Which is what I'm going for. Terra and Dazzling Gleam. Always the play. Always, always, always. Terra and Dazzling Gleam. Dragon Pull. You have to be timid if they're max. Jericho Meteor. Never kills Crook. Oh yeah. This is an interesting position because, like, if they sack King Gambit, then I crunch win. They cannot knock me out with Shadow Ball as well from Sucker Fallen, I believe. I believe they're going to sack Tauros to not make it so I can crunch win. I guess Thunder Wave would be the play as well from Addison, potentially. Either way, Dazzling Gleam picks up a KO here, whether it be on Tauros, which is kind of what I'm expecting, or King Gambit. Power bottom. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. That's a crunch win, I think. That should be a crunch win. Yeah, because Dazzling Gleam knocks this thing out. Dazzling Gleam knocks this thing out. I think that's a crunch win. Maybe? Alright, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So we get rid of King Gambit. Tauros could be EQ Terra Blast. Would it run Trailblaze versus me? Would it have Trailblaze versus me? Because if it adds Trailblaze, I Nasty Plot first, because Trailblaze into the attack don't knock me out. I Nasty Plot first. That way I can get the attack raise, right? Because the attack... Terra Blast goes. I think I Nasty Plot first. Because Trailblaze into whatever attack doesn't knock me out. Yep, Trailblaze into whatever attack doesn't knock me out. So I, Trailblaze never knocks me out. So I can afford to Nasty Plot once. It goes for Terra Blast there. Oh, gets a crit. Which means no matter what attack she goes for, I win here. Wait, no, now Trailblaze knocks me out for sure. Are you kidding me? I just lost because of that. I just lost if she has Trailblaze now. That crit sucks. That crit sucks. That crit sucks, man. I just lost if she has Trailblaze. I know she's gonna have it too. This is like the Ironmon challenge. Basically, if I sack myself, she can't have Dragapult at full, and I KO with Crunch. Oh, thank God it's Rock Tomb. Thank God she's Envy. Oh, she had a little more Envy in her than Joey. Thank God. Thank God. Alright, Moxie Crook. You want to take me into finals? You want to take me into finals, Krookodile? I knew you'd take me in the finals, Crook. Come on. Get me right there. Get your boy into the PPL finals right now. There's one. One Moxie. Dragapult can't be resist berry. Even if it's max HP, it takes 121 and 143%. Max HP, max defense. Well, that's 141. Max HP, max defense. Doesn't die always, but then she cannot kill me back. That should be a crunch sweep, baby. That should be a crunch. I played so much for this game. I played so many games. I had Chopper Bear on Heatran for a reason, to always bring it in versus Gyapdos, to always open up for the Moxie Krookodile sweep. Pick up that KO right now, my friend. Make me be in the finals. Put me in the finals right now. Put me in the finals right now, my friend. I better see Tectorus use Crunch. Dragapult fainted. Joey wins 1-0. Come on, Crook. You go. I knew you'd be the GOAT in this game. Her Crook answers were Gyapdos and Rotom. Rotom very easily weakened. And Gyapdos, I literally have a Fizz Def Heatran with Flame Body and Chopper Berry, Will-O-Wisp, and Lava Plume designed to always. Imagine I had Sucker Punch on Crook. I wish I got Sucker Punch. So always ensure a burn on that Mon, right? Because you're either touching me on U-turns. If you Brave Bird, I touch you. I can hit you with Lava Plume, 30% chance to burn. Will-O-Wisp is like a 10% chance to burn because you already know that misses. And also Flame Body, 100% chance because that thing is not 30. But your boy wins in a very solid 1-0. Moxie Krookodile taking me into finals of the PPL where I fight either my boy Mephisto or Envy. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I really hope y'all enjoyed this game. I'm still exhausted, but if you did enjoy it, make sure you let me know. I know Heatran only KO'd one Pokemon, Glimmora, but it basically KO'd two. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to hit up Addison to do an interview. That was a very good game. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a sec with the interview with her if she wants to do it. All right, guys, so here I am with Addison. Addison, say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Yeah, I don't know why I always say hi to the people. Like for years that has been just like, what the hell am I? It just sounds so weird. But yeah, Addison obviously made it to the semis versus me, and yeah, I mean, I think you brought the strongest team. I will say that in my head, Scarf Krookodile was always like, just you're looking at your team. Scarf Crook was always good. Not looking at the 6 you have, but your actual team, because all you have is Gyapdos and Rotom Mo as as options for it, which is why my team was designed in a way like you see my Heatran, Fizz Def Chopper Berry with both Flame Body, Lava Plume, and Will-O-Wisp. So my team was designed in a means to burn Gyapdos and then Earthquake, Crunch, late game versus you.
Yeah, I built the team like a week ago, and I decided to like run a couple mocks yesterday because I was like, I want to see how this team works. And no one that I mocked, I did like 3 mocks. No one that I mocked brought Krookodile. I don't know why. It just didn't happen. And then like while I was waiting for when I like hit you up an hour ago to be like, oh, we're gonna like, are you ready to go? I like booted up some of your like team builders from like your past games, and I was like, he brings Krookodile a lot.
It's
like,
good. It's a freaking good mod.
Worried about this thing? should I be worried about this thing? But like, I wasn't gonna change anything last minute or anything. And to be honest, like you're 100% right. Like Krookodile's great against my team, and I think that's the biggest. As much as I think I agree with a lot of people that I had one of the best drafts this season.
I said that too.
It was Ground Week, so you know that is like the biggest thing. I struggled with Garchomp at one point, and then like Ursaluna was scary as well during this season. So I was like, Krookodile's definitely coming. And then when I was playing, I didn't realize that you were playing for a Scarf Krookodile endgame until it was too late. I was like, wow, he stayed in with Heatran against the Glimmora to pop my Air Balloon. That's crazy. Wow, like, you know, he just like stayed in with Annihilate to take the Brave Bird hit. Like, wow, that's crazy. And then like once Krookodile came
out, you're like, oh shoot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So I think at that point, I didn't like know I was losing, but I was like, this is gonna be a really uphill battle. So I kind of just played for I tried to like bluff you out as much as humanly possible to bring it down as close as possible and see if I could make something work. So like when I sent out Arcanine immediately, I was like, he's gonna think this is Scarf.
Literally did. Literally did.
And then I sent out like, I think I sent out Pult against you at a certain point where like, so I was negative defense on Pult. So I'm definitely dying to any Krookodile hit. I'm definitely dying to every Krookodile hit, but I'm just gonna pretend like I live.
When you sent it out, when you sent it out, I put max HP. I was like, oh crap. I have to switch. Yeah, so I was literally to explain my end game, right? If you're max HP, I need, because I was like, okay, maybe she's because versus me, you need timid and very little. You need like if you're timid nature 8 speed EVs, you have to be my entire team. Or I think if you're just timid nature, I believe that hits 352. So you have to be my entire team besides Electrode. So
Yeah.
I figured, okay, she can afford to put max HP on this. Like when I saw the Shadow Ball damage, I was like, okay, this is like damn near max special attack, or if max special attack, which it was. But once I saw that Shadow Ball damage, I was like, okay, but maybe she has max HP. I can't go Crook now and Crunch, even though it was so good at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like to win. So when I went Delphox on you, I ran Calx with Tauros. I was like, okay, she's not sheer force. So even if she is, because I would live Body Slam or Terra Blast into Trailblaze. That's what I was fearing. Trailblaze, even though it's not really good versus my team, like realistically, Trailblaze isn't the greatest. You need Terra Blast, you need Earthquake, you need Close Combat, and then I thought your last move, I fought Curse Mirror.
Something for Dina.
Yeah, something for Dina. Exactly. So like I didn't think you'd have Trailblaze, but obviously, you know, I've been playing Ironmon and whatever. The worst case scenario, and Pokemon in general, the worst case scenarios could always happen. So when you got the crit, I was like, no, don't have Trailblaze, because basically I was going to attack in the second turn and say, okay, if this doesn't work out, I'll just bite the bullet, pray that Dragapult doesn't live.
Did Terra Blast crit?
Yeah, Terra Blast crit my Delphox.
That makes sense. I was like, wow, that did a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's crazy.
It crit Delphox, so I was like, okay. Because I was trying to make it that Delphox dies in front of you, but if you went for Terra Blast and I was like, okay, if she has Trailblaze, I'll just attack here and then just pray that my Krookodile knocks out Dragapult, right? Because
and
go ahead.
that was like what I was going for with I knew that was what you were doing. It made complete sense to me that that's what you were doing, so I get it. I even like said it in my commentary. I'm like, he's 100% gonna let Tauros kill Delphox here, so that like, you know, Moxie boost and all that stuff. So, I clicked Rock Tomb that turn because I was like, 5% chance I miss.
Smart.
Like, he doesn't get the Moxie boost. So I'm
smart.
You know, maybe that'll work. So we were on the same wavelength there. I knew I didn't have Trailblaze. I wanted Trailblaze on the set so bad though, because I did think about it. So you were in your total right to like be like, oh, maybe this is the thing. Because I was like, do I need Rock Tomb? Do I not need Rock Tomb? And I was like between Rock Tomb, Trailblaze, and like Ice Beam. those were like the three things I was thinking about. But I ended up going with Rock Tomb because I thought Dragon Dance was a threat.
The biggest issue was when you told me you locked your team the other day. I was like, oh, that sucks for her. I didn't lock my team until I said ready versus you, right? Like just in case I needed to make a change. I wouldn't. Like I've been doing mocks literally every single day. I've been feeling comfortable with my team since Monday, Tuesday, but I do about 4 to 5 mocks a day, just to, not because I'm not comfortable around the team, but because I want to stay in shape with the team, right? You know what I mean? Like,
I've heard a little behind the scenes because me and Zazo like are really, really good friends. Like we used to live very close to each other in Detroit, and he's been like DMing me being like, Joey just lost to a Tatsugiri. Are you bringing Tatsugiri? And I'm like, no, I'm not bringing Tatsugiri.
I will say I went after for this final version of the team, I probably went 18 and 20 in terms of wins with this team. The one of the games I lost was Tatsugiri dual screens with Dragon Dance Tatsugiri. But I will say that I only lost that because I do all my mocks on mobile, so I can't calc. And I thought Tatsugiri had more attack, so I tried to wall it with Samurai. But little did I know it was Dragon Dance to raise the speed into Nasty Plot. But then in the second mock of that, I just go hard Krookodile on that matchup and click Brick Break, which is why I have Brick Break over Close Combat, and then sack myself to that and then beat it with Annihilate type of thing. So like, it forces me to change up game plans. But I like to be, and the other mock I lost was to a Go-Go.
No.
But like
the
bulk up variant, I just end up burning it with Heatran. Heatran lives and I Will-O-Wisp it. And if it's like Leech Seed special, I eventually beat it with Annihilate. But it just got a little bit scary with it was Go-Go plus Toxic Debris, Glamora, and would sub protect Dragapult. So it ended up stalling me down a little bit because but I also was like,
Go-Go would have low-key been kind of decent into this.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like the way my team was designed was I always lead Delphox. And I either attack or Nasty Plot up because it doesn't die to anything. If you lead Zapdos, I Nasty Plot because if you're Scarf, obviously you can't kill me and there's no way you're going to risk that Mon. And in terms of the Glamora thing, I already gotten the burn on Zapdos at that point. So I was like, okay, you did your job, Heatran, but I'm going to go for Lava Plume. But once I saw Lava Plume damage, I'm like, that is max HP. That is max HP for sure. Because I did enough Lava Plumes to know, so I'm like, okay, Earth Power does not KO me. You need speed on this Mon versus my team as well, because I have, especially if you're on a balloon, you want something for Dragonite, maybe even just for Samurott as well. So like, I'm gonna Earth Power here because worst case scenario is T-Spike go up later, and I don't want that to have some 50-50 end games with Supreme Overlord, Sucker Punch, and stuff like that. That was like my rationale, like, and especially I tested enough versus Glamora to know, like, don't give it too many free turns. So
yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's interesting because in my commentary, I was kicking myself a little bit more for, I wasn't really kicking myself, like it was good, but I was like, okay, I think I could have prevented this if I kept Zapdos healthier, even though I was burned. But I think the bigger mistake that I made in the game was not getting T-Spikes up with Glamora when I could have, if that makes sense. Because I think even if I was in a situation where I lost Zapdos and, you know, Krookodile outsped my whole team, I had 3 priority Mons where I could like wear it down.
E-Speed, Sucker Punch, and Sucker priority. 100%, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm like, I think that was probably the bigger misplay, but I think I was so confident in the moment that you weren't gonna let Heatran get Earth powered that I didn't think about it. And then afterwards, I was like, wow, not having T-Spikes might actually bite me in the butt here, and it definitely did. But you know, it was great. It was a great game. It was honestly probably second favorite game of the season.
No, it was one of the it was one of the best games besides like my game versus my meme games versus MV and Mephisto. But like Mephisto specifically because he hit like three fissures. But yeah, I mean, like, again, you noticed now I was going for that Krookodile end game, which is why I was like, okay, Ape, you deserve a good rest. Go ahead and kill this. And if you U-turn, I get 100 base power and I kill something else coming in. So like, it's not like it felt like a win-win for me in a sense. And yeah, I don't know. I was just I really enjoyed the game. I think the 6 you brought was really strong as well. And I really did think you were Scarf Arcanine. I really did think you were Scarf Arcanine.
I really enjoy bluffing stuff. Like at a certain point when I'm like, okay, I think the only way I can win this is just by bluffing the shit out of things. Yeah. I just had so much fun in that end game because I knew the odds are it wasn't gonna work out, but I was like, all right, well, let's just bluff our way out of this and make him sweat a bit. And
I mean, you're not wrong. Like the only thing that I was scared about was Swords Dance on King Gambit, but I'm like, I have low kick and T-Wave. There's no way you fit Sword. What's your set? Swords Dance, Kowtow, no sucker. like my notes say Shikaberry ? I knew it was Adamant, just based on the damage you did. Yeah. My next to Gatos had Scarf. Next to Arcanine I had Scarf ? Like I write a whole bunch of stuff like, is this what it is? Just because I'm gonna forget.
I mean, everything in the moment. The item I do think I should have been in hindsight. So I made the team and I didn't really touch it for a while. The only thing that was like changing throughout the week was the item on King Gambit. Yeah. And it was originally Black Glasses and then it was Boots because originally it wasn't for like Krookodile or anything, but I wanted Boots because there were like so many hits that King Gambit lived from full that it should not be living from full. So things like, you know, +1 Adamant EQ from Dragonite.
Dude,
or like,
stupid. Yeah, literally.
A couple other, like it lived like a max attack, like Flamethrower from Heatran from full. So I was like, okay, maybe I can be Boots to like preserve my health on it as much as possible. And then I changed to Chopple because like someone convinced me to change Chopple. And like the reasons were totally fair.
Yeah, Sacred Sword from Samurai.
Now in hindsight, I think now in hindsight, Boots would have been better. Sacred Sword from Samurai, but then also like if Dragonite was low kick, or if like it even lived like a CC from Lycanroc, which is insane.
Wait, it lives CC from Tough Call CC from Lycanroc is insane.
Yes.
that's actually
King Gambit is stupid.
That one's insanely good. And you brought the double Intimidate spam just because Dragonite like Crook endgame. Well, not so much Crook, but more so Dragonite, right? Just to give you an option to always get a hit off on it.
Intimidate. So, I was gonna tell you about the Arcanine. So Intimidate on Taurus was just because I didn't want to be Sheer Force, and I wasn't really scared of like giving Annihilate the boost since I outsped it. So that was just because it was better than Anger Point. On Arcanine, the idea with Arcanine was that it didn't really work out how I wanted it to, but I wanted to be able to lead it into either Krookodile, which I didn't think would be Intimidate, right? And then if you like set up rocks, I could like CC Eject Pack into Glamora and get free hazards because I'm Air Balloon.
Yeah.
The same thing worked for like if you let Heatran, I could CC on your Earth Power on to Glamora. Like the idea was that it would just give me like early game momentum. The place where it went wrong, obviously, was that you brought Bizduff, Rocky Helmet, Cresselia, which I thought was a possible bring, but I didn't like I didn't see it as a guaranteed bring, so I was like, okay, if it doesn't come, then I feel like this Arcanine goes crazy off lead. But it did come, and that's fine. Like
Yeah,
sometimes.
Crest was like borderline like broken in this matchup because your physical attack just stops all of them, and if like I even live King Gambit Kowtows, you know, and I wear it down via if I go for Moonblast regularly, like I do 18%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but like I'll do 18% upon switching. Then I have Rocky Helmet Samurott, then I have Flame Body Heatran. So like Crest is just like the glue for the team. I actually haven't brought Dragonite in a minute just because I've been feeling good with my other mons. Besides like my lower tier mons are definitely, I mean everybody's lower tier mons are shining in this, right? This is a lower tier Terra League, so everybody's lower tier.
I love Tauros.
Yeah, Tauros is sick. Like I love the Terra
and
types. Go ahead.
I hadn't got to click Terra Ghost Tauros yet all season, so when I looked at our matchup, I was like, this is it! I finally get to do it! I get to have the spooky pull, like I'm so excited. So I was just like ecstatic that it got 4 kills in our game? Maybe 3, but definitely 4. Definitely at least 3, maybe 4.
It killed, who did it kill? It killed Annihilate. It killed Annihilate.
Yeah.
Right?
It killed Delphox.
It killed Delphox and it killed Heatran, I believe. Was that it?
Okay. Oh, close. That's good.
I believe it did.
I think so.
I think. I'll
Yeah,
write it down later. I don't know.
Who knows?
I just, when it's semifinals, I'm not keeping track of that. Like it's more, I'm just putting big X's over the
fair.
mons. I was like, okay, this mon's dead.
Totally fair.
This mon's dead. This mon's dead. Speaking on the Glamora thing, by the way,
yeah.
I was gonna say that when I brought Samurott, I was like, okay, so you're either gonna go Gyapdos or Glamora on Samurott, and obviously I was very happy that you went Gyapdos early because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I've played matchups where I had 1 layer T-Spike and 2 layer T-Spike. It's not fun, but it's still possible because like Ape always lives a hit anyway. Delphox doesn't care. It just means I can't keep in Krookodile as long as I want to.
Yeah, exactly. That was the only reason I was like, oh man, I wish I had a T-Spike. It's not like it was like, I mean, it just would have been a different game, you know?
Yeah, I would have been losing damage turn per turn. Like, legitimately would have been cool.
Yeah.
I like the tailwind into Gyapdos endgame for like a Tauros as well.
The initial thought, actually before I changed King Gambit earlier, the initial thought was, okay, I'm going to win this game by clicking Tailwind and then running max speed King Gambit to outspeed like Hisui and Electrode, but then there wasn't enough Tailwind turns to make it happen. But I just kept Tailwind because it's like, the third move slot on Galarian Zapdos is always something you're rarely ever going to click.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right.
Even if it had been
Leave it there in
Facade,
case.
like Facade is actually bad into my team because I have a Ghost type, I have a Steel, and then I even have like Crest is going to take the same as about Brave Bird. It's like it's not going to do.
Yeah.
So,
Once I was burned, the only move I was clicking was U-turn.
yeah, every time.
I honestly like props to you for the flame body. Like that was another thing where it's like, oh, I get to click U-turn for free, and then Heatran came in. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I actually brought the same.
alright,
I brought the same Heatran 2 weeks in a row, but this one happened to have
Really?
Chople instead of Rocky Helmet, which initially was initially the Heatran was Stealth Rock, Lava Plume, Solar Beam with Power Herb, and I think Earth Power. And then it ended up was like Stealth Rock, Lava Plume, Heavy Slam, Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah.
Heavy Slam for guard, but I was like, yo, who cares about guard? If I'm Flame Body, like you can't. I don't care if guard comes in. Like I'll just go for Lava Plume on it. So and Earth Power made more sense because I was fighting Glamora and I would have to 2-hit KO with Heavy Slam, and I set up 2 layers of T-Spike on myself. So in Mox, I was like, okay, yeah, forget that. I'm not doing any of that. So actually, last night. Oh, go ahead.
Oh. I was gonna say if I had brought guard, the guards that I would have brought would be sub CM Draining Kiss Shadow Ball. I think is probably what I would have brought.
Yeah, that was
something
Zazo just passed me as well. He was like, I didn't want you to respect this set, but I'm putting it right here. But I always thought
When
about
did he do that?
He literally did it 5 minutes ago. You know,
This fucking bitch. I literally DM'd him and I was like, do you think sub CM Gardevoir beats Joey? Like as a joke.
so like versus, I played a few Gardevoirs as well. Like versus it, I basically like Ape had to eat the hit, or like I Delphox Nasty Plot to break, because as long as I don't Terra with Delphox, I get to +6 before you get your boost, which is pretty cool. But at the same time, like if I do end up tearing, it doesn't matter because I don't have a fire move. I'm Grass Knot, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam. But like the whole goal would be to break its sub for Croak Gunk Shot, which I never once clicked in both Mox and everything. Like that's the one move I think in everything I never clicked, and I was hoping that I never had to click it here either because you don't want your season to be off of a 80% move going forward.
Yeah, I think I think Jay showed that to people last week.
Yeah, that gunshot miss versus Envy was crazy. Like that was wild.
That wasn't
Also, Greninja's ridiculously bulky, and I'm saying that like in the fact that Screamtail does 56 to 69 with Dazzling Gleam. That's so dumb. That Screamtail does that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Screamtail's just, yeah, I don't know. It's a mon that I'm like, will I ever try it? I don't know.
It's a good wish pass, but that's about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very interested for the DLC to come out and just see how the meta shifts and things like that. I'm pretty much not going to be like playing draft until the next season of PPL, which I'm really excited for.
Oh yeah, next season PPL is in a minute.
To see how everything changes.
Yeah, it's in a minute. I know that there's going to be some bans as well too, which is good. Which is good. I mean, we had a lot of people in this draft league that were in 2 or 3 leagues at once, which I think is, I could never ever.
It's too much. Yeah.
Yeah, even if I wasn't doing like the intros with my boy Pedro and working on them and trying to make it like really however we do it, I could never do it. It's just way too much, especially because for content you also should. I want to care like the video I put out. Like even in this one, in the beginning, I was exhausted because I slept very late and then I had to do some errands this morning. So I came in, I was like, guys, I'm tired. I'm so sorry. Hopefully you enjoyed either way. I started waking up when my Krookodile started getting KOs.
Oh.
Like the Moxie worked on me too, but like.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, hey. No, that was a great Krookodile bring. I wish I saw it sooner, but no, it went crazy.
I still enjoyed it. And like I said, I've said multiple times that you have the best team in the draft. You and Chuckle King were my 2 favorite teams in the draft in terms of like just well-roundedness and how far they go. So obviously, making as far as like the team and the player as well.
I'm proud. I'm really proud of how I did because I think I'm the only person who came into this league with literally 0 like Scarlet and Violet experience, and to come this far is really
the
cool.
semis is fire.
I'm happy with it. Yeah. Semis is fire. I'm very proud of how far I came. I'm proud that I got to give you a really close one, and I'm just if this is how my first like draft league of the generation goes, like that's a pretty damn good start.
Semis in the first is fire. Yeah, legit. Your first Gen 9 is crazy. Yeah. By the way, making it to semis in that
first Gen 9 draft.
Do you have?
Yeah, and I had a good team to carry me, like you said.
Okay, but that's part of draft. Like drafting is part of getting the good team. So like that's not like it's not like it's anything.
I'm not saying that to like excuse it. I'm saying it as much as just like I was able, despite not knowing much about the generation, to like put together a good team. Like I didn't know Trailblaze existed, and then I drafted Gastrodon, and then I'm like, oh.
then you see on everybody.
Like, everything has coverage for Gastrodon now. That's crazy.
Yeah, everything has literally, and it boosts speed, which is insane. But do you have any closing words to the viewers?
Stupid. Oh my gosh. Hi. Thank you for watching this season and keeping up, and obviously thank you, Joey, for all the streams and stuff that you do and all the traffic it's brought over to my channel and things, as well as all the other amazing creators. Like Draft League was I came into Draft League during Generation 8, and it was really, really fun, and I didn't expect it to really come back in the way that it has, and it has, and it's been an amazing, like it's been really fun. It's been really unexpected and really enjoyable, and obviously I'm stoked for the future of Draft League. I guess the other thing, am I okay to like shout out the thing?
Yeah, do whatever you want. Okay.
Fundraiser.
Yeah, who the fuck is?
Okay, cool. I have this like fundraiser that I've been raising since the start of the season for some surgeries that I need. So it's like in the description of my videos back on my channel. But
yeah, I'll put it in mine too.
That's also something that I'm doing right now. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, and thank you for thank you for the great battle. It was really fun. I genuinely enjoyed that one more than I've enjoyed pretty much any battle this season. I'd say like that was, the more I'm looking at it, and the more like I'd say your game and Nexus are the 2 games that I've enjoyed the most, and like this game was much more like I had to think a lot, you know what I mean? And it was like it was very like there were so many like little complex nuances, and I always love those types of games. So thank you for the amazing game. Good luck in finals. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Kill it.
I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, guys, check out Addison, and obviously, I'm happy about draft. I'm happy about how draft is doing right now. It's been very exciting to play, and I will see you guys in finals versus either Envy or Mephisto. So check out Addison. Links are down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.